Previously on Heads Up.
There's very little chance of not moving in here.
I gotta move on to plan G.
That's the head I won the World Series poker.
Nobody ever wins with their favorite hand, though.
Now you're bullying me.
I haven't won a hand yet.
Thank you.
Welcome to the National Heads Up Poker Championship presented by GoDaddy.com. Today it's the round of 32 Hearts and Diamonds brackets. At our feature table, we have Huck Seed going up against Gus Hansen. Now, Huck, if you beat Gus here today, that means all 5 years of this championship, you're going to be in the money. Any added pressure today?
No pressure. I'm just happy to be here with my good friend Gus.
You know Gus, he's one of the best heads-up players here at this championship.
Thanks for the compliment, though.
Oh, you're welcome. What do you think about him?
Well, I have to admit, I actually initially learned to play No Limit Hold'em from Huck. So he taught me the first things, so I mean, it's just an honor to be here up against him.
What was the first thing he taught you?
That's so sweet, Gus.
To raise with all kinds of hands.
All right, good luck, guys. Let's get the cards in the air.
Craig Hummer alongside Ali Najad at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas at the National Heads Up Poker Championship. We're now in the round of 32 of this single elimination, no limit Texas Hold'em bracket style tournament. We head directly to the competition at our featured table where the Great Dane Gus Hansen is on the left and he's facing off against 96 main event champ Huck Seed.
Did you ever play with him?
Huck actually taught Gus Hansen to play poker. The two have known one another almost 20 years. So if there's anybody that understands Seed's style, it's Gus Hansen.
Hansen with 5-6 raises to 1,600. Seed ace-4. He'll call.
Each of these guys start with 40,000 in chips. Winners carry chips from previous rounds over to the next round.
Hansen pairs his 5 on the flop. Checked by Seed.
2,100's the bet.
Hansen bets 2,100. And Huck folds.
Hey, my first pair.
Pot A over to Gussie.
You hit a pair?
No, not in hand. After the flop, I did.
That's what I'm saying.
The round of 32 getting underway in the Hearts and Diamonds brackets. Many interesting matchups here, Ali. None more so than Gus Hansen going up against 1996 main event champ Huck Seed. Now, Seed has the possibility of making the money for the 5th time in the 5-year history of this event. How's his run been possible?
Well, remarkable amounts of both patience and discipline, perhaps more so than any other player in this tournament, is Huck Seed's key to success. He's a guy that's not afraid to make either a huge laydown or a huge call when it counts, and I think he'll do at least one of those two things here in this match.
Let's turn our attention to Gus. He's got a chance to knock off one of the premier players in this event. How does he make that next step and move into the round of 16?
Gus seems to think the right approach against a guy like Huck is put the pedal to the metal right out of the gate. He tells me he's going to raise several pots, try to fluster him, and not allow this match to get into the later stages. As such, I like Hansen into the round of 16.
Jerry Yang is playing.
I'm a John fan, right?
We got some world champs.
A veritable who's who in our poker room. Even Gus Hansen and Huck Seed taking note. 5-7 for Seed. He calls. 10-3 suited for Hansen. He'll check. Hansen pairs his 3, but Seed pairs his 5 on the flop. Hansen bets 600.
He's hoping Huck didn't connect with that board.
Finally, like a big pot.
The turn doesn't change anything. Hansen bets 1,400.
Another small probing bet here. Can't like that Huck is still calling him, though.
Trip trays for Hansen on the river.
Now Gus is hoping that Huck calls him. He'll definitely bet this card.
Hansen bets 3,100.
If Huck was worried about being outkicked with a 5, that problem's now solved.
Huck calls the bet and sees the bad news.
Yeah. I had the 5.
Yeah.
Good bet on the river. So I was thinking about that hand you were talking about with the 8-8-9-5. Maybe he misread his hand and he thought one of the 8s was a 6, right?
Oh.
And then he would have 5-6. It's
Yeah,
possible, right?
It's possible.
Possible, because the 8s and 6s look kind of alike.
Yeah. Still put it in a fairly unlikely category.
Unlikely. So that was a pretty bad play. I mean, have you ever done that on the internet? Probably not, right?
What?
Have you ever done that on the internet in Omaha? Misread your hand like that?
I think I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to. Maybe not the 8 versus the.
King 4 suited for Hansen. He raises to 1600.
Versus the 6, but I mean.
3-5 suited for Seed. He calls.
I actually did it today.
Yeah.
Flop comes 7-4-4. I had the ace-high flush draw.
Huck hits a dream
know I
flop.
actually had
3's
3 4s
full
already.
and he checks.
He's holding the deck here. Tough for Gus to have any of that.
Hansen bets 2100. Huck calls.
He's going to try to reel his man in here.
Deuce on the turn. Another quick check by Huck.
Gus is drawing dead at this point, and while Hansen bet with air on the flop, at this point he's got what he thinks could be a winning draw with an open-ended straight.
He bets 5100. Seed, it seems, all too happy to call.
No reason to scare your man here.
The irrelevant queen on the river. Seed checks again.
Third straight check from Huck with the full house. Now Gus has got to decide if he's going to shut it down or try to buy the pot.
Bets 12,200.
That's designed to get Huck off of a medium pair or maybe an ace high. And Huck is loving this. It's time for him to put the raise in.
Raise it.
He's going to, which puts him all in.
Just over a min raise to a total of 24,800.
Be the greatest bluff of all time.
Is Hansen really thinking about calling this one?
Not a chance. He's just taking a moment to say goodbye to that 12,200.
Hansen looks right into the camera, folds. Huck takes the pot.
That would be greatest bluff of all time.
Courageous 3-barrel bluff by Gus Hansen.
What could he have?
And Huck Seed
Should have called to find out.
with a perfect slow play.
Maybe I should.
Premier matchups in the round of 32. John Fan is up against Jerry Yang. Next door, David Williams goes head-to-head with Scott Fishman, while Glenn Chorney takes on the comedian Brad Garrett. Sam Farha goes against Peter Eastgate. Elia Lesra squares off with Eric E-Dog Lindgren. Phil Locke goes heads-up with David Oppenheim. Kenny Tran takes on Jennifer Harmon. And it's Gus Hansen against Huck Seed. We'll be back. Welcome back to Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, the home of champions and the National Heads Up Poker Championship, presented by GoDaddy.com. We head back inside the poker room. Sam Farha on the left, taking on 2008 World Series champ Peter Eastgate.
Call him.
10-5 suited for Farha. He calls. Eastgate King 4 suited. He'll check. Eastgate flops the flush draw. Farha with 2 pair. Eastgate bets.
Raise it 2,000 more. 2,700 total.
Farha raises to 2,700.
No slow play on that draw-heavy board from Sam.
Eastgate calls. And he hits his king on the turn.
Peter's picked up some more outs. In addition to a diamond that isn't a 5, he can hit a king, 4, or a jack to make the best hand.
Farha bets 4,000.
Call.
Eastgate calls.
He could very well have check-raised there.
Trip kings on the river for Eastgate. And he checks.
Sammy Farha's been counterfeited here.
Sucked out.
Oh my God, this is so sick.
You have 2 pair on the...
2 pair. 10-5.
Eastgate wishing Sammy would have bet.
Wow.
Peter's a relative newcomer to poker, but the young Dane has already gotten a taste of the game's most coveted title.
My life has changed pretty dramatically. I've been a well-known face.
Peter Eastgate is our 2008 main event champion.